Sri Lanka's most powerful news brand.
Well, before the break, we heard the views expressed by Minister Patali Champika Wanavaka. Now, what is the 90 million rupees that he is talking about? Now, according to the summary of an audit document that you can see on screen here, the estimated cost for this construction is far different from the amount that was actually spent. This document has raised a number of issues, number one being the project of constructing this memorial was carried out under the direction of the Secretary of the Ministry of Defence, and it was carried out by the Sri Lanka Land Reclamation and Development Corporation. We in fact have footage of this memorial monument that was constructed at a cost of 90 million rupees. Now, so according to this document, if the Sri Lanka Land Reclamation and Development Corporation selected a contractor for this purpose, there can be no direction from the Ministry Secretary. What is more startling is that the Sri Lanka Land Reclamation and Development Corporation has not exchanged any letters with the foundation in question. This document goes on to claim the initial bill of quantities prepared by the Sri Lanka Land Reclamation and Development Corporation is just over 33 million rupees. However, the report finds the actual cost of the construction was over 81 million rupees. The report notes there is no evidence to claim there was an agreement with the foundation in question to increase the cost of the construction. This is now raising more serious issues. Now, this document goes on to say, on the 31st of August 2015, an unidentified person deposited a sum of 25 million rupees into the account of the Sri Lanka Land Reclamation and Development Corporation. Now, the corporation was not even aware of this deposit until its general manager had a look into the accounts of the corporation. Now, it was in this backdrop, former Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa went on saying there's an attempt to arrest him, and he sought legal assistance to prevent his arrest as well. However, what is most important, and the most important question now, is this: how is it the Sri Lanka Land Reclamation and Development Corporation used public funds for the construction of this monument or memorial? Now, from that matter, we move on to another more important matter that has taken the entire country by shock, is the matter of avant-garde. Now, the Bribery Commission filed a case on the matter, and Gotabaya Rajapaksa, the former Secretary of Defence, went to court with a petition, and the respondents of that petition have been asked to appear in court on the 2nd of February. Now, with regard to avant-garde, the allegations are now being made that the former Director General of the Bribery Commission, Dilrukchi Dias, in fact filed cases in court on this matter without the consent of the Bribery Commission. However, now the Presidential Commission of Inquiry into Serious Acts of Fraud and Corruption was appointed. They investigated the matter, and now the report is out. And in the recommendation, they say 13 people need to be arrested, or 13 action needs to be taken against 13 people. And it also says that 17 weapons were used in an illegal manner without licenses, and they also exposed that the training for sea marshals were given at the Katakurunda STF camp. Let me mention once again that this Presidential Commission report recommends that action needs to be taken against 13 people. Now, the Commission also says that action needs to be taken under the Penal Code and under the Bribery Act against avant-garde and also its chairman, Nisanka Senadipati. Now, just as the avant-garde matter, another similar situation had taken place inside LECO, which is under the Ceylon Electricity Board. Two committees had been appointed to investigate the irregularities that had taken place within, and they made recommendations that it must be looked into under the Penal Code. But what happened to those recommendations? It is right now that these matters are coming to light. The Bribery Commission said the Secretary to the Ministry of Power and Energy, MMC Ferdinando, had written to the Attorney General asking what action can be taken on these recommendations given by these two committees. Now, back then, Mohan Piris was at the top, and he had vested this matter to a person called HMD Nawaz, who deals in the civil aspect of things. Now, Mr. Nawaz had said there's nothing criminal about it, and thereafter nothing was exposed on this matter. The Bribery Commission now says both Ferdinando and Nawaz had done a wrong thing, and Mohan Piris had aided in that act, and therefore action needs to be taken against all three of these persons. The Presidential Commission of Inquiry into the bond issue also made recommendations on how to deal with the persons involved in these malpractices, especially under the Penal Code and the Bribery Act, and also made recommendations on the recovery of the monies that are claimed to have been lost. It is now clear that these matters that we mentioned should be taken before the law. The media, the activists and the general public of this country are watching as to what is happening to these matters and what actually takes place regarding these matters when it goes to the court of law. Now today, activist Pubudu Jagoda, speaking at an event, had this to say.
Think about all these matters. Where are the cases against Johnston Fernando? Where are the cases against Basil Rajapaksa? Where are the cases filed against the secretary of Namal Rajapaksa? It was avant-garde that was highlighted as a monumental scam in this country. Where is the case and where is the theft? More importantly, where are the thieves? This comes one after the other and the people forget about the one before. At one time they showed Basil coming to the Kadwela court and making statements to the media. There were crowds as well. They show how Basil committed theft. That episode is over and now it's avant-garde.